busting my balls, Billy, okay?
I can already tell that I don't like you.
Why the fuck are you busting my balls?
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
It might be your first ball job.
Yeah, of course.
How long did it take for the guy to come?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Bustin' Balls. I'm your host, Eric Pennell. OW20 is my squared. I do man shit, and it's 100% white-owned podcast in here, everybody. What's up? How's everybody doing out there, man? Your life going well? You putting titty nipples in your mouth? You grabbing some ass? You getting your money? Your old lady staying off your back, huh? Everything riding smooth? You keeping the hard drugs off you? You got to keep the hard drugs off you, man. I get it. There's some people out there like to party, but you got to keep the hard drugs off. They're just ruining your lives. They're just ruining your lives, man. You don't want to... Dude, you know what sucks, man, is how I've met people that they were party guys, and now they're living in a homeless shelter. I mean, like, I've met a lot of people like that. Because, dude, guess what, man? It gets too hard on your body. You ain't going to be able to keep up with the money. Dude, I tell you what, man, you pick up that drug problem, you're letting that drug dragon into your life, and you're going to constantly have to feed the drug dragon. I mean, that's just it. He just constantly wants to be fed, and you got to feed the drug dragon. You got to feed the alcohol dragon. You got to feed that, and you have no time to be the king and the queen that you really want to be. So let's get right into it, man. Let's get right into it. You guys have a good Thanksgiving? You guys have, you go your Thanksgiving? I tell you what, my shit went smooth, man. I tell you what, I went to my sister-in-law's house. Shout out to her. She did a great job. She put together the food. You know, besides not having deviled eggs, which that was my problem, my own chickens. I guess I could have brought some deviled eggs. That's how lazy I am. And I don't know if Mexicans even eat deviled eggs. I don't really think Mexicans eat deviled eggs. My wife's Mexican. She eats deviled eggs because she eats deviled eggs because of me. But, I just don't think Mexicans, they just don't eat deviled eggs, I'm not surprised, motherfucker. I'm not surprised at all. You know what I'm saying? They eat all kinds of goods. You think they would eat deviled eggs because Mexicans, they get down with chicken. Every day, they know how to spice up a chicken. You know what I'm saying? But I guess when it comes to deviled eggs, they just don't really do it. I guess that's white people shit, deviled eggs. But, that's about the only thing that wasn't there. I went to Costco. I bought that big-ass pumpkin pie. I bought 2 of those bitches. I took one of those Costco pumpkin pies that are like $5. I bought 2 of those bitches at Costco a day before Thanksgiving. I took one to the family's house with a can of whipped cream because you can't eat pumpkin pie without whipped cream. You're eating pumpkin pie with whipped cream, you got fucking issues. I don't know who you are. You're a weirdo. I get it where they go, I don't like pumpkin. I've never met anybody like that, but if you're like a person out there that goes, I don't like pumpkin pie with whipped cream. Who doesn't like whipped cream? You put whipped cream on a titty and it makes it better, and there's not a lot of things that make the titties better. Whipped cream will do that, so I brought that and then I left the other pie at the house. I've been eating on that for days now. I don't care, man. I'll eat that pumpkin pie. Let's get right into it, man. Let's talk about, dude, you want to talk about that Trevor Lawrence hit? That Trevor Lawrence, man, Jesus Christ, Trevor Lawrence got his ass whooped. Dude, he was sliding. Look, I get it. It's NFL, and I know people. I don't know if you guys seen that hit that Trevor Lawrence. He went to run out of the pocket, and he went to slide, and that damn I don't know how to say his name. Aziz Al-Shahari or whatever the hell his name is. I don't know his name. Okay, I'm not gonna learn that name. It's like get a name like Bob Johnson. I don't care. That's a stupid name. I really don't even believe that's his real name. No offense, but how black dudes they try to jazz it up. You know what I'm saying? They try to jazz up their last name and they go to, Islam or something like that. No, hey, nothing offense that. Hey, listen, I don't need no hate mail or anything like that or people walking up on me out in public. I'm just saying it's, I don't even think that's his real name. He's just trying to be fancy with it. That dude's a dirty player. That football player that hit Trevor Lawrence, that guy's a dirty player. I don't care if you go, that's football. No, that dude's a dirty player. He's the same guy that just punched somebody. One of the Cincinnati players, I think it was Cincinnati, we were watching that game. He punched a guy maybe 3 weeks ago on the sidelines. That was like a Sunday night game, maybe even a Monday night game. It was a night game. And he punched a guy right there, and he got away with that also. That dude's a dirty, dirty player. Every year or two, there's always a dirty football player on defense. Remember, it was Burfitt, for Cincinnati, and they got rid of him too, man. He was too dirty. It's like, dude, you're crossing the line. Stop it, okay? You don't got to cross the line like that. And they crossed the line. Remember when it was Dominic Sue, when he's stomping on people? It's like, look, man, you can't do this. Wrong sport. I don't know what sport you're playing, but that's the wrong sport. You can't do what you're doing because you're going to knock out all the stars. You just knocked out, and I get it. You can look at on clips of me on Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence ain't the guy they said he was going to be. I say at every podcast I bring up his name. They were talking like Trevor Lawrence was going to be the next John Elway. He had all that look. He's a winner in college with Clemson. He's big, tall, white dude with the hair and I guess he's got the face. I mean, that's like an ugly broad. I don't know why they were like say he's handsome. He's like if that was like a broad, he'd be like an ugly broad. He's got like a horse face. And I know what I look like, okay? But I'm saying, I ain't walking around like I'm saying I'm handsome. They were saying Trevor Lawrence was handsome. He looks like a goddamn horse. And dude, he's not the quarterback that but he is a star quarterback. The NFL is, dude, you want better quarterbacks playing these games. Otherwise, people lose interest. They lose interest. Look at all the backup quarterbacks. Mac Jones came in for him and is playing terrible. And after Trevor Lawrence gets hurt, nobody wants to watch a game with Mac Jones being the quarterback. They just don't want to do it. Nobody want to watch his games with Tommy DeVito or whatever his name was, maybe doing those stupid fingers that he does. Like if he has a good game, like, yeah, if they're playing somebody that they could tune up and old Tommy's doing the old Italian finger thing. Yeah, I guess that's good sound bites and good clips. And the morning guys the next day will talk about him and stuff like that. But for the most part, this guy's a backup quarterback. He's not exciting. They're not exciting. You want your stars out there. And this dude's hurting stars, man. This guy's a dirty player. First of all, Houston, I thought Houston had big plans for this year, and I might be wrong. I don't know. The playoffs are coming, and people get beat in the playoffs. So when I say things, in season, and then at the end of the year it doesn't look right, guess what? I don't got a crystal ball, okay? Just a couple weeks ago, I was saying Washington Commanders, a.k.a. the Redskins. You see they're trying to bring back the logo to the Redskins? They're trying to bring the Redskins logo back and keep the name differently. Like, how stupid is this? So you're going to keep this. I really do think it's going to happen too, man. It seems like they're bringing that Redskins logo back and still call them Commanders, but they're going to have the Redskins photograph or whatever picture. And it's like, dude, why'd you guys even like? You guys are such pussies. They're such pussies, man. Taking that away and changing that name and doing that to that organization. It's just like the Indians. It's like the Cleveland Indians doing the Guardians. That's like the Indians bringing back Chief Wahoo, and then they're still called the Guardians. It's like, get out of here, man. Stop messing with this stuff. But just a few weeks back, I was saying that the Washington Commanders were the best team out there. And now you see them. I think they still won 8 games. But they're playing tougher teams. They're not coming down the stretch. They're not getting it done like they were getting it done. Although the Commanders are still a tough team. Okay? It looks like right now in that division, the Eagles are the ones. Okay? It looks like the Eagles are the ones, and the Commanders are right behind them. And they have the possibility to beat them. But right now, the Eagles put it together. I know the Eagles have that dickhead coach, and Saquon's jumping backwards over people, which is pretty amazing. Hurts plays pretty solid, man, but I tell you what, I think that Eagles defense is finally has kicked online, and that defense ain't playing around, man. I mean, they're working as a squad, and you've seen what they just did to the Ravens, which, dude, look, the Ravens are very good. They just played a good defense. They just played a good team that's working well together. I don't think the Ravens are totally terrible, but I don't know why they're crowning the Ravens like they do. When you watch the Ravens, yeah, they're winning games, but it's kind of clunky. It looks organized sometimes. I'm not saying it doesn't ever look organized when they're playing. I mean, yeah, when they're dinking and dunking it and they're handing it off to Henry, or they're dinking and dunking it off to Henry and using Hill, the running back, and they're moving it around. You see Mark Andrews. God, when Mark Andrews catches a ball, you realize how big Mark Andrews is. I mean, like, Mark Andrews is a big guy catching footballs out there, and it lets you know, like, that's why he's so good and stuff like that. But I don't think the Ravens are scaring anybody. I don't think the Chiefs are scaring anybody. Like I said a podcast or two ago, I think the Chiefs' power ranking is way off. I know they're I think they're undefeated. Are they undefeated? It doesn't matter if they're not. I think the Chiefs' power ranking is really. I think the Chiefs are probably the 3rd best team in the AFC. I think the Bills are the best right now. Currently, I think the Steelers are actually playing pretty damn good football. And then I think it might be the Chiefs and then the Texans. You know, again, you don't gotta believe that or not. You can say, well, the Bills played in snow just the other night, and that's much different. And that doesn't. I get it, but it looks like Josh Allen's playing really good. It looks like the wide receivers that they have are having a good time. You don't got Stephon Diggs on the sideline like he was last year and the year before, complaining and I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that, bringing negativity to the locker room. It looks like they're having fun. But again, the Bills come playoff time, you're going to have to beat the Ravens. You're going to have to beat the Chiefs. All right. So talk is cheap. But at this point right now, after week 13 going into week 14, it looks like the Bills are the toughest team. Now in the NFC, you're talking, it's got to be the Lions. It's got to be the Lions. Then you can argue who's second, third, or fourth. I mean, look, the Lions, I don't care if you like them or not. The Lions are, the best team possibly in NFL. Honestly, right now, if I had to guess, I would think from doing the eye test is because I've watched a lot of Detroit Lions games this year just because they've been on TV and I'm just there in the room and I go, okay, they look like they're the best team in NFL. Then you could argue with it if it's the Eagles, Vikings. I think it'd be Eagles, Vikings, maybe Packers, Commanders, something like that. And I get it. People might say the Eagles are better than the Lions. I don't believe that. I just don't. I don't care if you're going off paper. I don't care because the problem is with the Eagles right now, they have moments where they don't look good. I know they've won 8 games or how many games in a row they've won, but there's times where the Eagles look clunky, where you go, I don't know, man. Sometimes that offense looks real not great, not great at all. But whatever, man. They will fool you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes these teams, like I said, the Commanders were rolling. And they will fool you, man. And sometimes, they'll fool you like Bobby Caldwell fooled all the black people thinking he was black. Remember Bobby Caldwell, that song? Remember that? Remember when you ever seen reactions of people realizing that Bobby Caldwell is black? You ever see black people reactions seeing that Bobby Caldwell is black? It's the funniest thing. You see their faces. They're just, they're just like, what? They always, this guy. Everybody always thought this guy was black. He ain't black. Bobby Caldwell's a white dude. That's why if you watch the cover of the album, he's in the shadows. You watch the video, he's in the shadows for the most part. I don't know why I brought this up, but I was thinking about it. Doesn't sound like a black guy though, right? But you ever see the reactions of black people finding out this guy's, when you see black people, it's like watching black people do magic. They're always just like, what? It's the best. But yeah, sometimes these teams will fool you, man, and you just don't know what you're really messing with, okay? And that's what's going on. I think Kirk Cousins stinks. I don't know, on fantasy, you might want to pick up Pennell. I've been saying that off and on all year. I thought it was going to happen sooner than later. Dude, Kirk Cousins looks like garbage, okay? He looks like garbage. I ain't surprised either. He looks like garbage, okay?
Where do the high school girls hang out around here? You know what, man?
He's playing terrible. I mean, he's playing terrible. But they paid him all that money. I mean, do you keep? I don't know. I don't know if the Atlanta Falcons are knocking on the door. I don't know if you pull them right now. Where you go, hey, dude, sit down. We're gonna try Penix. You're playing terrible, dude. Kirk Cousins is playing terrible. Telegraphing. Golly, buddy. You might as well just tell him you're throwing in that direction and get a pick 6, buddy. You're terrible. Okay. I don't know, man. I'm so glad the Bears fired their head coach. That guy stunk. I mean, he's been stinky. He's no good. You just wasted a whole season of your new rookie quarterback with this guy that doesn't know how to call a timeout on a game when it's like this dude doesn't. It's like, bro, you see the seconds, right? Do you know how many timeouts you have right now? Call a timeout as soon as that play got caught and ended. And he just does. He's out of his depth, and honestly, he needs to go back to either college or he needs to go back to high school or a junior college. I mean, dude, that guy is terrible. He's a terrible, terrible, terrible coach, and I don't want to see him anywhere, man, anywhere near a pro football team. I don't care if they offensive coordinator it. He makes terrible decisions, and good for the Bears. You're hearing all kinds of things about the Bears. Are they going to get Belichick? Are they going to get? I don't think so. I think the Bears are probably going to get somebody that's going to complement this quarterback. And, they're going to get like a Cliff Kingsbury or something like that. I don't know if that's who they're going to get, but they're going to get somebody that maybe already worked with this kid and that's buzzing around the NFL and wants a job, and this guy's like got something. They should at least. I don't know. I mean, you bring in a winning coach. I mean, who's going to turn down Belichick? Belichick's not taking that job. Belichick's going to take a job like maybe like the Cowboys or something like that, because old boy's getting fired too. And or Belichick just stays away. If I was Belichick, I would just stay away. I don't know. It's like, dude, you did it already. Like, just make your money and commentate, just commentating on things and keep grabbing that 22-year-old sweet ass. Because if I was Belichick, I would be done with football. I would be done with it. You know what I do like is how the Giants walked away from Daniel Jones. Where they just go, we'll dead cap it. We'll pay that money next year. This guy's terrible. We got to get him off our team. Everybody else, nobody believes in him. He's not very good. At least with the Giants. And I like how the Vikings picked him up. They go, fuck it, we'll pick up this guy. I think that was a good move for the Vikings. I think that's, because the Vikings, whether people want to believe it or not, the Minnesota Vikings possibly could win a Super Bowl. They have a good team also. They're being very quiet right now, and they're winning. I think for the most part. I haven't watched every game. I've watched a lot of games of them too, because they're on TV a lot. And they're winning. I mean, they have a great winning record, and they have a really good team. They could be in the Super Bowl, and guess what? That was a good move by picking him up, because that guy is a, air quotes, starting quarterback. And, he's been to war in the NFL as a starting quarterback of recently. I get it. I see the argument on there. But, it's better than bringing some guy off the bench that was like a backup that hasn't been to war, that hasn't been beat up on, that hasn't had games and hasn't had people, in New York City media talking about him. Daniel Jones has had that, in a negative way. Like, Daniel Jones has already, done that. So who knows? Maybe Daniel Jones with a great team like the Minnesota Vikings, if old boy goes down, hopefully he doesn't. But Sam Darnold goes down. Hopefully Daniel Jones might be able to step in there and they don't skip too much of a beat and they can make it to the Super Bowl and possibly win a Super Bowl championship. That's it. You know what? I want to, before I get out of here, I want to talk about, who is this fat rapper that's as big as a sofa? Have you seen this guy? Yeah, I don't know if his name, is it Dave Blunts? Is that his name? Where he's so big. It looks like my 600-pound life had a talent show. I mean, he's that big. And there was a clip going around, I guess, because he sits on a couch in an arena, though. I mean, I wish all the comedy bar shows that I do on weekends, I wish I had an audience like this. What I would do with it, I'd probably fuck it up. I don't know, whatever. But dude, this guy just sits on a couch because he's so big he can't walk around. He's got an oxygen tank. He's got it's like, Doug, just lose weight. Get the stomach surgery. Stop it. Like, I get it, but Dave Blunts, you heard this?
Hey, Chicago, do y'all have a problem with me sitting down on this stage? Exactly. Get the fuck off my dick, Snoop Dogg.
Whoa. Must be Snoop Dogg's on his dick, huh? I don't know, dude. I don't know. I tell you what, dude, it's when you're that big, bud, it ain't good, okay? It ain't good.
Nobody's gonna know. They're gonna know.
Yeah, they're gonna know that you're fat as hell, dude. You need to quit, bud. Like, look, I get it. He's probably big and famous because he's a big fat dude. But you need to lose that weight, bud. I mean, dude, everybody knows it. Like, you ever gain weight? Like, I've gained weight. I got weight on me right now where I go, dude, I need to take this off. I need to do better. Like, I need to eat whole foods. I need to eat like real meat and just vegetables, for the most part. And don't put any freaking sugary drinks into you. It's probably not even that hard, like to take off weight but a guy like this, I mean, this guy looks like, he probably weighs literally 600 pounds. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I was going to talk about how Hunter Biden was pardoned by his dad, Joe Biden. I mean, dude, I don't really want to talk about it. We all know what's going on with it. Obviously, Joe Biden knows that politically they're probably going to go after his son because his son most likely broke some laws. I mean, if I was guessing, allegedly, he broke some laws. But if I was guessing, crackhead Hunter Biden was doing some stuff that he probably wasn't doing the best, above board business deals, and something tells me that. And by pardoning him, he knows that politically they're not going to go after him. Another suspicious thing about them pardoning Hunter Biden is he pardoned him all the way back to 2014. It's like, why would you do that? Because that's all Burisma stuff. That's why he did that. He pardoned him all the way back there. And that's why, but I get it. He's, he knows politically they're going to go after his son because probably his son, and it's not just him. All these politicians and their politician family members, I think a lot of times they get in the mud, man. And I think that they, I think they get in the mud and they do stuff that they probably shouldn't be doing, but they know that their people are powerful, and so they do that. And then also what they'll do is they know that they're protected. You don't think the Clintons know that they're protected? You don't think the Bushes know that they're protected? You don't think so? You don't think the Obamas are protected? They're protected. You can't do, in their eyes, they can't do nothing. Like you can't do nothing to them. I mean, even could you imagine like Barack Obama if you caught him on red-handed on charges? The population that loves him, no offense, and I voted for Barack Obama the first time. I did not vote for him the second time. I was very happy when Barack Obama got elected. I'll say it, man. I've said it before. I was very happy. Right now in a tote right here I'm looking at in my basement, there's a newspaper that came out the next day of Barack Obama on the Chicago Tribune newspaper. I think there's 2 in there in this tote that I bought because I was like, I'm going to frame this and I'm going to give this to my kids when I get older because, just so happy that a black man got elected president. After I seen what he did the first, his first time around, first couple years in, I go, no, I'm not proud of this dude at all. He's the same old stuff. He's just a black dude. He did the same old stuff, man. They know that they can't be touched. The Obamas. Speaking of Obama, like even Michelle Obama, dude, she came out with another book. It's like Michelle Obama came out with another book. I've never seen such a do-nothing bitch come out with so many books. I mean,
I urge you to pick this book up and just walk through some of the exercises and also do it in some groups. I mean,
really?
There are a lot of great book groups out there.
Oh.
And you guys might find that using some of these exercises, techniques, and tips as a form of conversation. So I hope you find this useful.
Lady, you're a do-nothing bitch writing too many books. Like, seriously, what has Michelle Obama done besides fucking the right guy? Seriously, I know. I get it. She was like a lawyer, but I mean, let's really see what she's done. Don't even go in the history of what Michelle Obama. Dude, listen to Blagojevich get interviewed on some of these podcasts. Because he was governor. I think when Michelle Obama, when Barack Obama became senator in Illinois, that it was already known that they were already through channels, because I don't think they were calling directly. Just so there's like a separation, that they were expected. Once Barack Obama became a senator, it was instantly they were expected, and people were calling saying, please put Michelle Obama, give her a position at I think it was University of Chicago Hospital. I think that's what it was, or University of Chicago, but I thought it was their hospital, that she needs a position there, and it needs to be making like, I think it was like $200,000 to $400,000. And they're like, and then just how they do politics locally here in Chicagoland and throughout our country, that they threw her a job that was, I think it was making $400,000 a year, something like that. It was like a ridiculous amount of money, and it was just expected, So, and again, people could go, well, she deserved it. I'm not even getting into it on you. Look, whatever. It sounds fishy. If you don't want to use your critical thinking brain on it, go right ahead. He said it on Tucker Carlson's podcast. Listen to Tucker Carlson and Blagojevich, and whether you find a clip or whether you just fast forward to that part, it is something like that. I think it was high twos, or I feel like it was $400,000. It was a big position, money wise, for doing nothing too. It wasn't like she was like, hey, I'm running this place. It wasn't like that at all. But anyways, I don't know, man. Sometimes I like talking politics on here, and sometimes I just don't. Because I get it. It turns people off. It turns people off. Yeah, dude, I don't know if I'm trying to find a clip right now while I'm scrolling through it. I don't know if you've seen that clip on CNN just about a week and a half ago where they called, one of the guys on there was being respectful to the female panel. and he just called her dear, and they lost their shit. And I was thinking, so what? You can't even call women dear now without them losing their shit? I mean, that's where we're at right now, is where you can't even. I'm trying to find a clip before I get out of here, because it just makes me think, like, look, we're using soft words. We're using very soft words with you. And if we can't even call you dear and in conversation, it's terrible. I can't find it, and I don't want to filibuster for freaking 3 minutes while you guys are listening to me here. Guys, Bustin' Balls podcast on most platforms, Eric Pennell Comedy on others. If you like the podcast, please share it. If you don't like the podcast, I get it. Listen, let's have a good Christmas. Is this it right here? No, this ain't it right here. Let's have a good Christmas, man. Let's go get it, man. Let's stay away from stay away from the assholes. Like, dude, sometimes it makes me sad that, like, it's like, I play keep away from so many people, but then at the end of the day, there's like a reason why I'm playing keep away. You're an asshole. Like, you're negative. You're not a good person in my life. I can't be around that, and sometimes we got to do that. And it just sucks, because sometimes it's family. Sometimes it's like really close friends. Sometimes it was, close friends from the past. And it's just like, look, man, I can't get down with you anymore. Okay. I don't need things in my life, like dripping negativity into my life. My days are only so long and busy, and I don't need something distracting me from that, is all I'm saying. And guys, put those titty nipples in your mouth, get your money. And this is Bustin' Balls Podcast. Let's go get it, guys. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it.